Our story will begin on the day in which Ash Ketchum is out exploring the woods and rain starts pouring down. This is the moment Ash tells Greninja of when he invites all of the Pokemon to come take shelter with him. Among those Pokemon in this timeline is an Eevee. Now this Eevee is super shy and scared of everything. So after the rain, Eevee stays by Ash's side while he walks home and stays with him for the next couple of days. Eventually, Professor Oak, seeing this, will give Ash a Pokeball and tell him to catch Eevee. Because of this, on the day Ash runs late, he actually has the luxury of putting clothes on instead of going in his pajamas. There is no real rush. He simply goes there to get his Pokédex and Pokeballs. Now, Pikachu will likely eventually be released in this timeline. Something Ash discovers quickly about Eevee that he did not know the second he tries to catch a Pidgey is Eevee actually isn't all that motivated to catch Pokemon because, well, Ash sees it as a way to make friends. Eevee feels that there needs to be a friendship already there. So if that, Ash won't be attacking any Pokemon, so he will not be chased by Spearow. Now, a day and a half later, they stumble upon a boulder in their path. So Ash and Eevee are going to climb over this boulder, but as they reach the top, the boulder gives an angry grunt and starts moving. They fall off and turn to see an angry Rhyhorn looking at them. Now, this Pokemon will immediately go on the attack, and despite Eevee's best efforts, it's dealt a quick loss, and they have to start running. This running will take them across Vermilion City and through Vermilion Forest, with the only break being when Rhyhorn gets hungry and tired. Eventually, Ash trips on a rock. Rhyhorn is about to come down on him when suddenly, out of nowhere, a psychic attack picks up the powerful Pokemon and throws it. Rhydon will hit the ground hard, but it will start to get up, and Ash, knowing that if he doesn't do something soon, it will resume chasing them, catches the Rhyhorn. Now that this is done, they turn around to see who their savior is. It is a Pokemon Ash has never seen, but his Pokédex tells him that it is known as a Slowking. Ash thanks the Pokemon, but the Pokemon points to his Pokeballs. "Oh, you want me to catch you?" the kid says, taking a ball and bouncing the Pokemon on the head. This is when his Pokédex reveals that the Pokemon is already owned. Ash, then realizing that this must mean something else, asks if it's lost. The Pokemon nods. They continue down the trail and soon reach Pewter City. This is when Ash will call Professor Oak, who is surprised that he waited until Pewter City to call him, but Ash ignores this, instead asking him if he can find anything out about Slowking. Professor Oak says sure he'll try to find anything, but it will probably take until tomorrow. Then Professor Oak will encourage Ash to battle the gym. Ash will then head to the gym. This will be a 2v2, just like in the anime. Ash sends out his Eevee to battle Geodude with Double Kick. Eevee is able to take out the Geodude, though it is quickly taken out by Onix. This is when Ash will call upon his second Pokemon, believing that Pokemon will always obey you. He finds out that this is wrong. Rhyhorn does still take out Onix, but he attacks Ash and Slowking has to stop it. Brock will still give Ash the Boulder Badge, but he will be less happy about it, only doing so because Ash technically won. Ash will wait until the next day and then he will talk to Professor Oak. Now for reference, in the actual anime at this point, Metapod would have just evolved. Professor Oak then tells Ash that Slowking's trainer is a psychic-type trainer who has arranged to be able to reach Vermilion City, the site of the third gym. And he says that Ash will be able to meet him by the docks, and he will have a present for Ash for being able to find and take care of his Slowking, as it is his starter Pokemon and means a great deal to him. Now in the next gym, Ash is given the badge for free, and as Eevee is concerned about friendship rather than battling, there is no problem with this aside from Ash feeling guilty. Now, Ash will get lost worse so than in canon, as he won't have Brock with him, and he will stumble upon the hidden village with Bulbasaur. Without Team Rocket trailing him, Ash will not have to battle them, but instead will decide maybe it's time to see if he can get through to Rhyhorn. This will go south very quickly, and Bulbasaur will be unable to prevent it, leading to Slowking having to stop the Pokemon again. Because of this, Ash will be unable to catch Bulbasaur, and then they will come across Charmander. They do so sooner than in canon, so it's not quite as bad, but with that said, it's still pretty bad. Slowking, being able to look into Charmander's mind, the perks of being the psychic type, figures out that Charmander has been abandoned. At that point, it's a matter of trying to convince Charmander to come with them. Charmander will refuse, and they will have to battle. Charmander is a higher level than Eevee, but Eevee will be in perfect condition, while Charmander is 2/3 knocked out. So with this, they will be able to rush Charmander to the Pokemon Center in time to hear Damien talking about how he abandoned Charmander. This will anger the Pokemon, and not being quite as injured as in the anime, it will also have a quicker recovery. And before it's done recovering, it's going to come out to the front area and ember Damien in. Nurse Joy is unhappy about this, but she also heard Damien talking bad about Charmander when it was rushed in, so she understands that this is something he has to do. So she tells the two to take this outside. Charmander agrees and walks out the building before readying itself to battle. Damien, instead of battling it, actually tries to return Charmander, impressed by the power behind its angry attack. Eevee will leap in the way and destroy Charmander's Pokeball. Damien will then run away like in canon, and with that, Ash will be able to catch Charmander. Because Ash is not with Misty, he'll never go fishing and never pull up a Squirtle. He will never catch the Squirtle squad, despite having a nasty run-in with them. So with this, he reaches Vermilion City, and better yet, he has a day before Slowking's trainer will arrive. Perfect time to battle the gym after a quick checkup. Without Pikachu, there will be no rivalry against Lieutenant Surge's Raichu, and the battle is decided to be a 3-on-3. Lieutenant Surge will send out a Voltorb. Ash decides to go with Charmander, calling for an Ember. Charmander will be able to defeat this Pokemon using the rage it still has from Damien. Its next opponent will be an Electric Buzz. It leads with an Ember again, but this time using Electro Punch, the attack is blocked, and then a quick Thunder. Charmander will quickly be overwhelmed and pushed to its limits. This will enrage the fire type so much that it evolves into Charmeleon. Now being much stronger, it will use a powerful flamethrower. Thunder will be thrown at it again and both will connect, closing the third battle in a draw. Lieutenant Surge will then send out his Raichu and Ash will decide to go with Eevee. Now, while Eevee does get in a quick attack and a swift 1 Mega Kick is all it takes to take the brown Pokemon out. Then Ash will send out his Rhyhorn. The Pokemon will slam its snout into Raichu, quickly defeating the Pokemon. Then before it can rampage, Ash recalls it. After receiving his third badge, Ash will head to the docks to meet up with Slowking's trainer.